10 days ago.
Well, you'd like to see a repeat performance for Taijuan Walker on April 27th here in Arlington. He really pitched well. Ended up going 7 innings, giving up just 6 hits, no earned runs, and a big key is that one right there with the base on balls. Just 1 walk the entire game. Taijuan has been on a good run on the road, too. Now he's starting to mix in his breaking ball a little bit more, so a little bit of a different wrinkle for the Rangers this next time around.
Should be a lot of fun. We look forward to this one. As we look at Mark Trumbo's had a lot of success here in this building, and maybe he can get something going here tonight. This is what he did last time against the Texas Rangers. Maybe that's some good foreshadowing for tonight's ball game. Glad you're with us. The final 3 games of this road trip, Mariners and Rangers. First pitch is straight ahead. Here in Arlington, Texas, home of the Texas Rangers, with some Mariner fans on hand. Good to have them here as the Mariners open up a 3-game set with the Rangers, who are a game out of the wild card chase. Mariners come in having won 7 out of 9 games against Texas. They went 3-0 here in late April. Good to have you with us here at Mariner Baseball. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and the Root Sports crew. Mariners are going to face a team that has won its last 7 games here at home.
And you can take a look at both the Mariners and the Rangers. Before the All-Star break, you can see their OPS. How much it has improved since then, though. The Mariners, as you know, averaging almost 4.5 runs a game, but the Rangers have been hot also as you look at the difference between the pre-All-Star break and since then. Both clubs swinging the bats extremely well. Take a look. At the Mariners lineup, brought to you by Chevron. Leading up, it'll be Marte. Kyle Seager really hits well in this ballpark. He's batting second. Then it's Cruz and Cano. How about Franco Gutierrez? A couple of home runs for him in yesterday's ball game. He is going to hit fifth and play left field. Austin Jackson has been on a tear, batting sixth. The DH today, Mark Trumbo hitting seventh. Then Logan Morrison and Mike Zunino will round out the nine for the Mariners. Take a look at the defense for the Rangers, brought to you by American Family Insurance. Strasburger in left field. DeShields has really played well for the Rangers. He's out in center field. Chu finally swinging the bat better. He will be in right. You do not want to run at him, one of the better throwing arms that you're going to see. Beltre, the Gold Glover, at third base. Andrews and Odor playing up the middle. Mitch Moreland at first. And former Mariner Chris Jimenez will do the catching.
Well, Lloyd McClendon's ball club, boy, did they see a lot of hits and runs in Boston. That series, the talk of baseball. Everybody, scouts I've seen here, media people, old friends here in Texas. My goodness, what a weekend.
Well, now that the Mariners were able to win the game yesterday in extra innings, Dave, they had to play a lot of baseball in Boston, but they won the game, and I look back on it as they scored some runs themselves. It was offset because of the way that Boston really swung the bats, but the Mariners continue to score runs, so hopefully the pitching will be much better in this series.
Mariners lost that first game 15-1, but come back the second game, if you will, 22-10, and then win yesterday in extra innings 10-8. As for the Rangers, since July 21, good numbers there, almost 6 runs per ball game. Runners in scoring position, batting average gaudy. On base percentage good, OPS is good too.
Really been swinging the bats much better. You look at that 304 average since July 1st. Prior to that, they were in the 230s, so swinging the bat much better with runners on base. And we'll take a look at Cole Hamels and his record, 0-1, a 5.93 ERA for him. So far, just 13 2/3 since he's joined the Rangers. 13 strikeouts, 3 walks, opponents hitting .308. He's given up 5 home runs. A bit surprising to see that. The Mariners, his last start, the Mariners ended up seeing him for 6 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned runs. The Mariners hit 3 of those 5 home runs off of Hamels, so hopefully that'll continue for them tonight.
Had to skip a start, had some groin issues, and this is what he did back 10 days ago in Seattle.
For Hamels, he has a good fastball. His fastball averaged around 92 miles an hour. His changeup, his best off-speed pitch. You'll see that at 84. He will mix in a curveball and a cutter at times when he wants to get in on the hands of the right-handed hitters.
Hamels coming over from Philadelphia, where he went 6-7 this year with a bad ball club, 3.64 ERA. But he was an absolute stud horse over in Philly. 08-09, getting them to the World Series and winning the MVP.
And you can see a quarter of his pitches, the changeup. He will use it quite a bit. His fastball right around 50% of the time, and again mixing in a curveball and a cutter.
Hamels' last game with the Phillies before coming over in the deal and trade deadline deal through a no-hitter at the Chicago Cubs, 5-0 back on the 25th of July. So the wind, always a factor here at Globe Life Park. Coming in from right field, circles around home plate, goes back out towards right field.
Typically, that's the way it's going to work. You have Hamels, a bit of a groin issue. That's the reason why he was skipped at his last turn. And they were talking about it earlier, Dave. Maybe Marte try to push a bunt.
Absolutely.
See if he can move around off the mound. Test him out early.
First pitch at 7:10, 96 degrees, 7:08 now. 1-1 to Marte. He's got a 3-game hitting streak working.
Had a good day yesterday. He was able to reach base 4 times in yesterday's game. A couple of walks and a couple of doubles for him.
And this ballpark, like a weekend in Boston and our trip to Colorado, never have enough runs.
Never have enough runs. You're absolutely right.
1-2. Getting over there is Mitch Moreland for the catch.
And that's especially true now. We showed the numbers for the Rangers and how much better they're swinging the bats. Their problems this year has been their pitching and their fielding. They are 14th in ERA and 14th in fielding. They've made 88 errors on the year. Oakland A's the only ones that have made more than the Rangers.
Jeff Bannister on the right, last 4 years. Bench coach for Clint Hurdle in Pittsburgh. Steve Buechele, one of the coaches, a great Ranger here during his time. You played against Steve, didn't you?
Yes.
Good player.
Yep. Really good third baseman.
Here's Kyle Seager. He's a .322 hitter against Texas in this building. A career overall, and in this building, 7 home runs.
Rangers have the shift on with Kyle hitting.
1-1 to Kyle. Home plate umpire today is Bill Welke. James Hoy at first. John Hirschbeck at second. John Tupan is at third. Swing. And a miss. Seager 2 for 7 in yesterday's game. Got a big RBI in hitting number 12. Strike 3 called. I didn't like it. 2-0.
It's going to be a pretty good fastball as you take a look at our Alaska Airlines Supermo right on the inside corner. I think Kyle maybe thought that pitch was down a little bit.
Two outs brings up Nelson Cruz. Third leading hitter in the American League. Leads the league in home runs, 7th in RBIs, 3rd in multi-hit games, 2nd. I think they're tied with Fielder. The most hits in the league at 143. Total base leader, MVP candidate, you bet. Through the whole base hit. Nelly's spending a lot of years here at Globe Life Park. 94 home runs in this building.
Big part of the Mariners' success yesterday. Robinson Cano with 5 hits yesterday, including a home run.
Two outs with Cruz at first base for Cano. 5-game hitting streak working.
For Cano in his career, he's just 2 for 11 against Hamels, but one of those hits a home run.
Here's the 0-1 to Robbie. And right to the shortstop, Andrews. He'll take it to the bag. Just beats Cruz. Has a laugh at his former teammate. And the Mariners are done in the first with the Rangers come to bat. Against the Texas Rangers, he's pitched well his last 2 ball games. left with leads and got no decisions. Here's a look at the Texas lineup that he'll face.
Delino DeShields going to lead things off. Has really played well for the Rangers in this juice. Fielded the DH, hitting third. Beltre, your cleanup hitter tonight. Then is Moreland, Andrews, Odor, Jimenez, and Strasburg. Had a good day yesterday. 3 for 4 and hit his first major league home run in that ball game. For Taijuan Walker, an 8-game winner, a 4.60 ERA, 132 strikeouts over 135 innings, just 35 walks for him. Wants to stay away from the walks in this ballpark. Opponent's hitting 248 against Taijuan.
Big part of the recent success. The Rangers, Delino DeShields and Shin-Soo Choo in the last month been getting on base with great regularity. Strike one to DeShields. High ball right field. Easy play for Cruz.
And the defensive setup for the Mariners brought to you by American Family Insurance. Gutierrez is getting the start in left field. Jackson out in center. Nelson Cruz, your right fielder. Kyle Seager at third. Marte at shortstop. Cano and Morrison on the right side of the infield. And Mike Zunino will do the catching tonight. And look at the last start against Baltimore for Taijuan Walker. 6 innings, 5 hits, a couple of earned runs, and then again just 1 walk through 101 pitches.
Left that game with a 5-2 lead. The game before that at Colorado left the game with a 5-3 lead. Penn couldn't hold on. Here's Shin-Soo Choo, the right fielder.
For Taijuan, his fastball this year averaging 94 miles an hour. His changeup will be around 89. Mix in a slow curveball. Let's see anywhere from 72 to 75 miles an hour. An occasional cutter from Taijuan.
A lot of fun watching him mature in front of our eyes here.
There's the curveball, 72 miles an hour. No, you're right. I think that the way that Lloyd McClendon and Rick Waits went about their business with Taijuan this year, you have to give them a lot of credit. Taijuan struggling, inconsistent early in the season. Rick Waits talking to him about throwing his fastball, pitching inside, something that you've noticed a lot, Dave. And he was upwards of 80% fastballs in a number of starts early on, and that's when he started to command his fastball better. Then he started to use his changeup a little bit more, and now his last 3 outings starting to mix in his curveball a little bit more. Threw his curveball 16% of his pitches in his last outing. And I think we may see a little bit more of that here this evening.
Getting confidence in him. Gonna like it. 3-2 pitch to Choo. That's out of play. Rangers have won 4 consecutive games. They come off a 3-game sweep of Tampa Bay, and overall they've won their last 7 here at home. 9-5 in the month of August. 7th pitch of the at-bat. It's ball 4. Prince Fielder. Another DH. Number 2 hitter in the league at 323, right behind Jason Kipnis of Cleveland at 326. Cruz started the day at 321. .38 disc. Wiped out the majority of Prince's season last year. Gone out.
Here in the early going, it doesn't appear that Taijuan has his really good fastball. His fastball here in the first inning, just 92 miles an hour.
Rick Waits, Lloyd McClendon certainly have taken notice.
Well, they need him to pitch deep into this ball game if he can. Series in Boston, starters going 2 1/3, 2 1/3, and then 4 1/3. That's it. A lot of work for the bullpen. Too much work for the bullpen.
Strike the fielder, 2-1. Dal Nuno went 4 1/3 yesterday. Felix 2 1/3, and Montgomery 2 1/3. Those are not good numbers. 2-1. Up the middle. Gets through.
And Taijuan kicking himself a little bit right there. I think he thought Cano was playing up the middle. He would have been able to make the play on that ball, but he chose to let it go, and Unfortunately, Cano was playing way over in the hole, expecting fielder to pull the ball. We'll take a look at it. You can see right here in our Alaska Airlines Supermo the swing right off the end of the bat, and you can see Taijuan starting to go to it. They just let it go, and unfortunately this ball was not hit hard at all, but Cano not able to get to it.
Top spin on it. Cano had a long way to go. Runners at the corners for Adrian Beltre. Line drive into the corner. Chu will score. Fielded to second. Heading to third. Throw cut off. RBI double. Adrian Beltre 1-0 Texas. 19th double for Beltre. His 36th run batted in.
It's a well-located fastball right on the inside corner. Unfortunately, just 92 miles an hour as Beltre turns on it, hits it hard down into the left field corner.
Beltre, his 5th year with the Texas Rangers, after 5 years in Seattle. Drives in the first run of the ball game.
Mariners have their defense playing about halfway. Fielder at third does not run well.
0-1 to Mitch Moreland, the first baseman, having a nice year. 298, 17 homers, and 61 runs batted in. He has had success against the Mariners. One to count. 96 degrees shouldn't have been any problem getting loose today, that's for sure.
No problem at all.
Two and one. Moreland, hot hitter. 7 for his last 11 over his last 3 games. One pitch. Look out. Ducking for cover. Attendance down the line. He had it all the way right there. He's got the helmet on for good reason and left him plenty of ducking room. 2-2.
See the Rangers already being very aggressive on his fastball, so he's going to have to figure out a way to work ahead of some of these hitters. Maybe use his curveball a little bit more.
2-2. Got him in chase, and Moreland's gone. 2 outs.
Good changeup.
First strikeout for Taijuan.
And we'll take a look at the swing by Moreland in our Alaska Airlines Supermo, and the changeup, 87 miles an hour.
Huge strikeout. 2 outs. Runners at second and third for Elvis Andrus. Elvis has a 3-game hitting streak. One 0 pitch. Ground ball to Marte, backhand, and throws out the Rangers shortstop, and the damage limited to 1 run on the RBI double by Adrian Beltre. Texas has a 1-0 lead. being brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. Do more by Alaska Airlines, 80 non-stop destinations and growing. By the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. Visit emeraldqueen.com. And by your local Ford stores. As we ride you across the Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge in Dallas. Big day in Arlington, suburb not too far from downtown. Rangers have a 1-0 lead. Franklin Gutierrez to lead off. Terrific day yesterday for Goody. Homered in his first 2 times up. A solo blast and a 3-run homer in the 4th, which gave the Mariners a 7-0 lead. Franklin went 2 for 5 against Hamels 10 days ago.
One of the things that I have seen from Franklin since being called back up with the Mariners is his opposite field power. It's much better, I think, than when he was here before.
With him. Yeah, yesterday we were talking about Cruz's opposite field power. I'd like to see him get one. What did Goody in a second at bat powered one out right field? That was impressive. Two and one from Hamels. Goody, Austin Jackson, and Mark Trumbo against Hamels in this inning.
Take a look at the delivery for Hamels. Again, he likes to throw his changeup. He was able to get away with this last changeup to Gutierrez. Circle change. Ended up leaving it up in the zone.
Marked inside and missed. Full count. Three-two. Striking out. 2 Ks now for Hamels. One away here in the second.
It's just a good fastball down out of the strike zone. 94 miles an hour. At times you'll see him rush it up there. He'll hit 95 or 96 miles an hour.
Austin Jackson. Ball 1 to him. Five-game hitting streak for Austin. 10 for his last 22. 2 for 4 in yesterday's game. Saturday 2 for 5. Knocked in 3.
Well, we talked a lot about the Mariners and them improving offensively, which they have. And he's one of the reasons why, because he's not just getting hits, he's driving the baseball. We've seen him get doubles, and now he's starting to hit some home runs.
Good count for him. Takes it for a strike. Hamels 10 years with the Phillies went 114 and 90. Fouled off. 2-2. Austin's done a terrific job covering gap to gap as the center fielder as he takes a call. 3rd strike. Route number 2. 3rd strikeout.
Yeah, it's just another fastball. 93 miles an hour right at the bottom of the strike zone. I think Austin thought it was down. Seen Hamels get a couple of low strikes in this one.
Mark Trumbo. 3 for his last 10. Got 7 career home runs in this ballpark.
I don't know if it's because Hamels had an opportunity to be around the guys in his clubhouse now, but he just looks more comfortable than when he pitched against the Mariners at Safeco Field.
You've been traded and you know what it's like, what that does, that upsets everything in your life there, right?
It takes a little bit of time. When to get your family situation taken care of, and then to get to know the guys. New pitching coach, obviously. It's all different.
Rangers are excited to have him. He's a premium left-hander. Mike Maddox, a pitching coach. Been here a long time. Got to be fun to work with a guy with the talents of Cole Hamels, 3-time All-Star. Great swing, and he strikes out the side. Good inning for Hamels. To the home second we go. Rougned Odor, Chris Jimenez, and Ryan Strasburger coming up. One nothing in this first of 3 here at Globe Life Park. Mariners' second of 3 visits here. As Odor shows bunt, takes a strike. Mariners be back here mid-September.
Let's see if Taiwan can have a more efficient inning in the first inning, having to throw 21 pitches, 12 strikes.
Popped up. Marte going out. 1 down. Everybody, it's now time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag RTNW Data Strong Fan. And you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. 1 out in the second. Chris Jimenez, one-time Mariner, will be the hitter. Called up not too long ago. Rangers 7-1 with him as a starter.
Limited at bats, but he's played well. .296 average, couple of home runs for him. And right now he's in a good count, so hopefully Taiwan can locate a fastball.
In there for a strike. Jimenez had a good day Saturday, August 8th, and an 11-3 win for Texas at Safeco Field. This one dribbled foul. Went 2 for 4, drove in 3 runs. Big 2-run double in the 11th inning. Two. Full count. Strasburger on deck. Second full count here for Taijuan Walker. Nice play for Seager. Easy hop 2 away. On Saturday, the 22nd, number 22 will take over Safeco Field in bobblehead form. Join us for Robinson Cano bobblehead night when the Mariners host the White Sox at 6:10. Thanks to Root Sports, this collectible is free to the first 20,000 fans. Tickets at mariners.com. Quick 2 outs. Strasburger takes a strike. First big league homer yesterday. Playing in just his 8th ball game. Breaking ball hung up in the air, and he banged it into center field.
And you could see on that breaking ball the base hit out to Austin Jackson. Austin Jackson giving a little bit of ground. This will be one of the fastest outfield surfaces that these guys are going to play on. So it's important. They'll probably have to play a little bit deeper and have correct angles in the gap to cut the ball off. And you take a look at it. Solid base hit. It's curveball. Austin trying to get there first, and then he'll back up a little bit.
Top of the order. DeShields skies one. Short left field. Marte. Wynn playing tricks with him. Hangs with it. Makes the play. We go to the 3rd inning. Texas leads 1-0. Where the Rangers have a 1-0 lead, and Adrian Beltre RBI double in the 1st inning. Cole Hamels struck out the side in the 2nd. Logan Morrison will lead things off.
Cole Hamels looks as if he has his good stuff tonight. Really doing a good job locating his fastball. Has had a good changeup to go with it. There's a breaking ball. Logan's had 24 at bats off of Hamels, and he's hit him well. 375 average. Couple of RBIs.
Need the Lomo of last August to get going.
Rangers have the shift on with Logan hitting.
2-0 pitch. 3-0. Logan to be followed by Mike Zunino and Ketel Marte. 3-0. Almost ready. Here comes the 3-1 and fouled off. That's a pitch Logan was covering last August.
And you can see the location. Anything that was elevated out over the plate, you're right, Dave. He was hitting hard. The last pitch looked like a cutter at 89 miles an hour. Belt tie.
Logan will take his base. Leadoff walk for the Mariners. First free pass issued by Hamels. Try a real triple play. ST Express buses, Link Light Rail, and Sounder trains. Weigh your options at soundtransit.org. Brings up Mike Zunino. Mike went into Saturday's game riding an 0 for 25, broke out of it going 2 for 4. Got a home run in the 9th inning. Came back the next day going 2 for 6. Like one to Mike. Almost ready with the 0-1. He'll throw over to first.
How much of a lead for Logan? Every now and then he'll try to steal a base, but it's, I think, more to just surprise the pitcher. A little better lead this time.
Off the fist. 0-2. Next year at this time, Rangers hope to have Yu Darvish in the rotation with Hamels. Inside for a ball. Derek Holland coming back from injury. He'll start on Wednesday for Texas. Here's the 1-2. Bounce down to Beltre. They go around the horn. 5-4-3. Well turned.
Take a look at Beltre as he charges this ball. A little bit of an in-between hop, but he can handle it. A strong throw to second. And a quick turn by Odor. He certainly made Morrison get down on the ground. Talk about the Rangers and their struggles. 14th in the American League in fielding. Pretty slick double play right there for him.
Yes, it was. One hopper to Andrews off the bat of Marte. 11 pitch inning for Cole Hamels as he rides a 1-0 lead. 1-0. Time now for a Geico this date in MLB history. The Bone comes the first Mariner with 3 consecutive 30-plus home run seasons. 30th home run. The Mariners a team high 13 consecutive games with a home run. That is a terrific, wonderful run there. Shin-Soo Choo to lead it off, followed by Prince Fielder and Adrian Beltre, 2, 3, and 4 in the order. Choo walked and scored in the first on the Beltre double. Line drive left field. Like I said, that's been part of their success lately, with the Shields and Choo getting on base on a regular basis.
Well, Choo has really been struggling in the first half. He came into the game tonight with a .245 batting average. You wouldn't think much of that, but he's had to do an awful lot of hitting to get his batting average to that point.
Yep. He'd safely in 21 starts since the All-Star break. Put the shift on here for fielders. Kyle Seager going over to the right side. Prince with a single to center. 2-1 pitch, first time up.
This is one of the advantages with having Taijuan on the mound right now. He's such a good athlete. And sometimes with Marte on the left side, he would have to play in closer in case the hitter wanted to bunt with the shift on. But with Taijuan, you really don't have to worry about that at all.
All by his lonesome over there. Tell Marte. Oh, 2. High pop. Infield. He's going to take charge. Lomo calling everybody else. Stays with it. Makes the play.
You're right, Dave. I think some of these high pop flies, they look as if everything is when it's coming down, is coming back towards home plate. We've seen Marte have to handle a couple. He thought he was underneath it, and then he had to run back in towards the infield. And this right here, same thing with Logan, having to make an adjustment. That ball looked like it was dying right out in front of home plate.
Beltre drove in the only run of the ball game. Pitch outside.
So on the first pitch fastball in the inside corner, 92 miles an hour. Hit it down the left field line.
Two and 0.
.41 pitches, 24 strikes for Taijuan.
See if it comes back to Lomo. Does not. Taijuan looking for win number 9 this season. That's a terrific pitch there. 2-2. Very nice.
That looked like a changeup. Right underneath the hands of Beltre, 86 miles an hour.
Infield double play depth. 2-2 to Beltre. Broken bat. Foul ball.
Sawed it in half. Good fastball well and off the plate. You'll take a look at the swing by Beltre as he saws his bat right in half with a good fastball.
Little piece of lumber. Beltre, 36 years old in his 18th season in the big league. 7 with the Dodgers, 5 with Texas and Seattle, 1 with Boston. Got 406 home runs and a career batting average of 284. Three and two. Third 3-2 count. Marlins on deck. Gets past the diving Seager down the line. Chew to third. He's going to score, and Beltre's hurt the Mariners again. Another RBI double. It's on a 3-2 pitch, and Texas has a 2-0 lead.
Change up, trying to throw the change up. You see it, trying to throw it underneath his hands. Beltre out in front of it, able to keep it fair and get it past the diving Kyle Seager. Beltre with 2 RBIs, and Chew has scored both the runs.
Second double tonight, his 20th of the season. 1 out, 1 on, a run in for Mitch Moreland. Struck out at a 2-2 pitch. Well, benchmarks keep growing for Adrian Beltre. 548 career doubles, now 29th all time, and 1 behind Chipper Jones. Texas was in town 10 days ago. We talked about Beltre with Jeff Bannister. Bannister's hands down. I asked him about Hall of Fame for Beltre, and he says, no question. Gold Glove, big fan of Beltre.
Well, you would think that by the time his career is over, whenever that's going to be, he'll be past 500 home runs.
Yep. And he looks fresh too at 36. Had some injuries this year. With 4 Gold Gloves. High pop. Zunino taking a look. The wind will not bring it back. A lot of years we come here and we'd see Moreland platooning, and he's still doing it, but his numbers, he's played even more regularly. Impressive numbers. Ground ball to Cano. Throws him out with Beltre moving to third. The kids head back to school in style with a Mariners backpack. Thanks to Boeing, it's free to all youngsters on Sunday, August 23rd. Part of Salute the Kids Day at Safeco Field. Pick up tickets for the entire family right now at any Mariners team store or mariners.com. Beltre at third. Here's Elvis Andrus, the shortstop.
Marte made a nice play to end the first inning on Andrus. Backhanded play out at short. Showed a strong arm across the diamond.
One. Right to Cano. Well, Beltre does damage again. Another RBI double. Texas lead now at 2-0. Iwakuma Wednesday, back home in Seattle. A no-hitter, this is the final out, and that has earned him American League Player of the Week. Well earned. That was a great run.
And we'll get a chance, if you take a look at those numbers, get a chance to see him tomorrow. We're going to get to start tomorrow night's ball game. Congratulations.
Kyle Seager to lead it off. Took a called third strike. Bounces this one foul, strike one.
You and I on this trip, we talked about the no-hitter for Iwakuma, and again, it was one of the easier ones I've ever seen. There wasn't anything that was hit hard off of him in that game.
And Cano made a nice play in the hole. Seager made the great catch in a foul ball.
And Marte made a play in the hole also.
And that's it. But nothing, where somebody had to, jump up on the wall or do a Superman somewhere.
I don't think there was a diving catch in the game.
I believe you're right.
Yeah.
Coming off that weekend series in Boston. 45 runs for the Red Sox, 21 for the Mariners. 3 games totaled 11 hours and 25 minutes of baseball. All you numbers guys out there, 11 hours and 25 minutes. That's a head shaker, that's for sure.
There's a lot of offense.
98 hits, 66 runs. Lloyd and everybody else glad to be out of Boston.
We heard that quite a bit yesterday getting on the plane, didn't we? Can't say that I blame them.
It sharpened up a lot of senses of humor. You just got to, hey, soldier on, buddy. Just keep moving. Joe Bimo, I was talking to Joe when we were working our way to the plane. He said the bullpen was super hot. No fan, no shade, all sun. It was a broiler out there, and it was the same for their bullpen as well for the Red Sox.
Well, it's funny that you said that because I was talking to Tom Wilhelmsen today, and Tom was telling me that they don't have anything out in that bullpen. So it's going to be toasty for that Wednesday day game for the guys when it's going to be 100 degrees outside, and the guys really no fans or anything out there. So Tom was saying that it can get pretty brutal.
There's Edgar Olmos, just called up today on the left. Boy. Move made today. Rasmussen sent down. They had a lot of action over the weekend. Olmos called up. Three and two. Foul by Seager.
Pretty good battle. 8 pitches in this at bat. Rangers with the shift on Kyle hitting.
Almost, by the way, at AAA Tacoma had a 13-inning scoreless streak over his last 5 games. Pretty impressive as Seager works a walk. Second walk by Hamels. Leadoff man's aboard. Let's take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. 2 more games here, then we come home for a day off at home. Sox seeing back-to-back weekends. They come to us. A's follow, and then we go on a long 10-game, 11-day trip. Sox, Houston, and the Athletics. That gets us into Labor Day weekend. Where's the season gone, Mike?
Nelson Cruz, he has the 1 base hit for the Mariners so far. Base hit into left field.
Ball 1 to Nelly. Remarkably consistent from day one. And he's ahead 2-0.
With that base hit in the first inning, Nelson Cruz now has reached base safely in 28 straight games. Give you an idea how consistent he has been all year.
3 consecutive games with a hit. A 21-game hitting streak. Seager breaks, pitch, down low, throw to second, not in time. Kyle Seager with his 5th stolen base.
Kyle going on the first move by Hamels, and he picked a pretty good pitch to run on. We'll take a look at it. Kyle takes off right away. Great jump. Steals it easy.
Swing away from tying it up here. Cruz can get into launch mode in his old ballpark. 2-1 pitch. 3-1. Fourth time Hamels has worked a 3-ball count. Cano's on deck. 3-1 to Nelly. Full count. Payoff pitch. Walked it. Couple men aboard. Back-to-back walks. Third walk issued by Cole Hamels.
That'll bring up the Mariners' hot hitter, Robinson Cano, since July 1st. A .342 batting average, 10 doubles, a triple, 9 home runs. This raises average .238. Started this game all the way to .274 now.
This is what Cano did to Hamels last time, 10 days ago back home in Seattle. Hit it into the pen.
Grounded out to short his first time up.
First pitch from Hamels. Takes for strike. Time granted. Tampa Bay leads at Houston 4-1, middle of the third. Angels host the White Sox. It'll be in about an hour. Oakland trailing at Baltimore 4-2 at the end of 6. And Robbie behind 0-2.
Couple of well-located fastballs. You can see him on the EQC tracer. First pitch on the inside corner. That last pitch at the knees on the outside corner.
.02 with 2 on. And he fooled him. Big weak wave. Strikeout number 5 for Hamels.
Well, after a couple of fastballs, he goes back with the breaking ball. It's like a slider off the plate. It is, and Robbie can't hold up. Chases it.
See if Goody can get something going here. 2 on, 1 out. Fourth inning. Beltre's doubled in 2 runs, 1 in the first, 1 in the third, for this 2-0 Texas lead. Goody struck out at a 3-2 pitch first time. Big one. 20th pitch coming up for Hamels in this inning. Mariners have done well, winning 7 of their last 9 ball games here at Globe Life Park. Two.
A couple of really good changeups. Good feel for his changeup tonight. Something he was struggling a little bit with at Safeco Field. Mariners hit 3 home runs off of him.
If Goody can make something happen here. Pitch number 60 from Hamels. And he does. Down into the corner. Scoring is Seager. Cruz to third. He'll get the stop sign as Strasburger gets it back in. Franklin Gutierrez. Goody. RBI double. Mariners on the board. It's 2-1. Great opportunity now for Austin Jackson.
Well, after 2 changeups, he tried to sneak a fastball by him. Wants to go to the outside corner. You can see he pulled it back across the plate. Ended up about middle in. Franklin hit it hard down into the corner. Mariners now 1 for 2 with runners in scoring position.
Runners at second and third. 1 out. Up and in to Jackson. Ball 1. He took a called third strike his first time up.
Beltre playing in at third. Middle infielders playing back.
1-1. One and 2. Mariners had a problem yesterday, leaving a couple of men aboard. 2 runners on in the 4th, the 5th, the 7th, and the 9th. And yesterday's 10-8 win at Boston. 25th pitch of the inning. Jackson's gone. 2 away. Strikeout number 6.
After he was able to get the first strike on the changeup, he came back with a couple of well-located fastballs on the inside corner. See the pitches in this inning, 25 for Hamels.
Mark Trumbo, strikeout victim. Couple runs out there for him. Strike 1. Here's the 0-1 to Trumbo. And then it's Hamels 0-2.
You can tell by some of the late swings. His fastball 93, 94, but has a lot of late life to it, getting on him in a hurry.
Big pitch here at 0-2. Way out of play. Eric Hewitt at Texan. He's back home. Look at Logan Morrison. He walked back in the 3rd to lead things off, and he's raced in a double play. But right now, Trumbo trying to pick up a hit, score a couple runs. Up the middle, Odor. Good strong throw to get Trumbo. Mariners get a run on a hit, leave 2. Cole Hamels and the Rangers lead it 2-1. BNSF Railway sponsor the BNSF Blast. Mariners had an opportunity. They got one run, left a couple out there. Felix Hernandez fan on hand here. They will not see the King in this trip. He'll pitch next time at home, looking to rebound off of subpar performance in Boston. Taijuan Walker's got the bottom third of the Ranger order here. Rougned Odor, Chris Jimenez, and Ryan Strasburger. 7, 8, 9. One to Odor. Sent down a while ago, didn't pout, went down, got his work in, came back, and here he is back at the big club. There's a strike, 1 and 2. Well, dribbled. Taijuan is on it. He dropped it as he picked it up. We've seen a rash of these kinds of plays in the last month, right?
It's been strange for sure. And talked about Taijuan earlier in the game, what a good athlete he is. Now Odor can really get down the line, so he may have been rushing this a little bit, but it looks as if he's in pretty good shape and just can't get the handle on it.
Yep, they squirted it out right there.
Yeah.
Oh, you couldn't get the grip.
Good look from our Alaska Airlines Supermo. That ball slipped out of his hand.
An infield base hit. Here's Jimenez. Grounded out to third, first time up. Cruz towards the line, can't find it. And no play.
Great effort. And it is that time of the evening. Tough to see.
Like he was in good shape, and then Robbie trying to help him out. Just missed.
I think the warning track was a little dusty.
Yeah. Pitch number 60. Taijuan Walker. Adrian Beltre with RBI doubles in the first and third innings for Texas. Goody doubled in a run in the fourth. That's your scoring to this point. Ball 1. Straight away, not too deep for Jimenez in the outfield. Infield, double play depth. Two and two. That we'd see more of that in Boston. Did
moving guys off the plate
like that.
Yeah, after that second game, that's something that Lloyd certainly talked about, wanted to see and be a little more aggressive inside, not necessarily hitting guys.
Exactly.
Or trying to just move them around a little bit.
2-2. Marte to Cano, and they get the double play. Slickly done. 2 outs.
They're taking a look right now. Bannister, the manager for the Rangers, is waiting to see what the replay shows. Good looking backhanded play by Marte. Goes to a knee, gets rid of it quickly, and throws a strike to Cano. In that first replay, it looked as if he was out at first. Another look at the play at first. See if it hits the back of his glove before his foot hits the base.
Safe.
Looks like they're going to let it go, right?
Okay, so double play.
Good looking play by Marte.
2 outs. Brings up the left fielder, Ryan Strasburger. He got a base hit to center field with 2 outs in the second. Taiwan gone right after him, 0-2.
That's one of the better fastballs we've seen from him. 94 miles an hour right on the outside corner.
Ball 1.
Starting to crank it up now. 95 on that fastball.
Two and 2. Foul ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Mariners in the 5th inning will have Morrison, Zunino, and Marte coming up in this 2-1 ball game. Will count. His 4th full count. 3-2. Strike him out, blew it right by him. Strikeout number 2 for Taiwan. Gets out of the 4th. Nothing across. 2-1 Rangers. The summer, and with a fireworks night at Safeco Field set to the songs of the summer. Join Seattle City Light moving 92.5 and the Mariners for the next post-game fireworks show when the Mariners host the White Sox. Get tickets at mariners.com. Lomo to lead it off here in the 5th inning, followed by Mike Zunino and Ketel Marte against Cole Hamels. Strike 1 to Logan. Hamels tonight 6 strikeouts. He's walked 3. This will be pitch number 70 coming up. Here's the Logan we saw last year. In August, he hit 302. September and October, he hit 342. Hopefully that'll get him going. Leadoff man's aboard.
Pretty good swing on a breaking ball, lining it into left field. A good start to the inning for the Mariners here in the 5th. The Mariners, since the All-Star break, have 113 extra base hits. That's the best in baseball. And they may need some of that tonight because it's going to be difficult to bunch hits together off of Hamels tonight with the way he's throwing the baseball.
All 3 Mariner hits have gone to left field. Zunino make it 4, base hit. Bottom of the order, getting it done to start things off here in the 5th inning.
Well, midway through the game, we'll see how Lloyd wants to play with Hamels on the mound. You take a look at the swing by Mike Zunino. It's like a fastball, little cutter trying to get it in on his hands. Able to hit it in the left field. Mike Maddox making a trip out to the mound. Pitching coach for the Rangers. Again, Hamels had to miss his last start, having an issue with his groin. Could be a bunting situation with Marte as you take a look at Century League. What's next? Iwakuma coming off his no-hitter, going to get a chance to go against these Rangers tomorrow.
Century Link, what's next? Chichi Gonzalez. Youngster's not overpowering, pretty good control pitcher. Looking forward to that start. A lot of Japanese media, boy, they were buzzing around Iwakuma today. It's a lot of fun watching that. Well, Mike Maddox has delivered his message, discuss strategy, see what gives now. A couple of singles to left, top of the order, Marte. A soft liner to first and a ground out to short.
We'll see if Lloyd wants to bunt. Again, just the 5th inning. Kyle Seager waiting on deck. Kyle walked in his last at bat, scored the 1 run for the Mariners.
Ball 1. Let's see what Lloyd wants. He keeps it on or takes it off. Seager, Cruz, and Cano. Still to come. Beltre in on the grass at 3rd. Moreland at 1st. Here they come. Bunt. Beltre throws to 3rd. He gets the out. Fielder's choice for Marte. Morrison out 5-6.
And I think in this situation, you take a look at it, it's actually a really good bunt. He's doing what he's supposed to. Bunt the ball down, make the 3rd baseman. The problem is they had the wheel play on, and Andrus, you can see him take off for 3rd. And I'm sure that Mariners coaches will talk to Marte and let him know that next time he sees that shortstop break like that, go ahead and pull the bat back and swing at it. Infield wide open at that point.
1 out, 1st and 2nd for Seager. Strikeout looking, a walk, stole a base and scored in the 4th.
And that's one of the things that Lloyd had talked about with Marte too, just his lack of experience and doing things. Those are things that he's going to have to pick up as he moves along. Really good athlete and runs well. A lot to like about the young man, but still trying to learn.
Seager, that may get down. It will. Zunino motoring. Here's a throw to the plate. It is not in time. We get a tie ball game at 2-2. Kyle Seager delivering here in the 5th inning. Good wheels by your Mariner catcher.
Line drive, base hit into center field. You see DeShields, the center fielder, makes it easily.
RBI for Seager is 48th.
Kyle with a base hit in extra innings yesterday to drive in a run, and first opportunity to drive in a run in this game, picks it up.
On a run the other way, it had a bad stretch batting with runners in scoring position as Cruz chases a pitch outside. Strike 1. 2-2 game here in the 5th. Marte at 2nd, Seager at 1st. 0-1 to Cruz. Beltre to Odor, and they turn another double play. Mariners do tie it in the 5th, though. Second double play turn. And a 5-4-3 started by Beltre. 2-2 ball game. So we go to the home 5th. All right, Edgy, thank you very much. Delino DeShields to lead off. 0 for 2. Taiwan's ahead here. No balls, 2 strikes. DeShields, 7 triples, tied for 4th in the American League. Swing and a miss. Taiwan's 3rd strikeout. 1 out here in the 5th. Don't forget to stick around after the game for Mariners Post Game, presented by Delta Airlines. As you know, we'll have all kinds of goodies for you.
Taiwan able to get that last strikeout on the changeup. Also mixed in a curveball in that at bat. Hasn't thrown his curveball as much as I thought we would see it tonight.
Inside to Chu. Chu's been on base, but via walk scored in the 1st, single in the 3rd, scored on the Beltre double as he did in the 1st. Went soft, missed outside, ball 2. Foul ball. 2-2. Shoji Iwakuma, he'll start tomorrow against Gonzalez, and then on Wednesday, Mike Montgomery, it's Martin Perez in the series finale. That's right, Holland is going to start. Beg your pardon. Holland Derek Holland, that was the big news coming out of Jeff Bannister's office this afternoon. 3-2. Cano, slick backhand, throws out Chu, 2 away. Annual Mariners Favorite Things basket auction. It's coming up next Friday when the Mariners host the White Sox. Stop by section 128 on the main concourse. We bid on baskets full of hand-selected favorite items from your favorite Mariners, including Felix and Robbie. All proceeds go to benefit Mariners Care.
Mariners will put the shift on again with Fielder hitting.
Bullet. 2 hits for Prince. Hits the center field and pop out to first.
It looked like it was a changeup up out over the plate. Take a look at the swing by Prince Fielder in our Alaska Airlines Supermo. Fielder coming into the game hitting .323 with 17 home runs. That was a laser back up the middle.
When he's been healthy, he's always been a good hitter, but I'm still surprised he's been 1, 2, or 3 at batting pretty much most of the year in the American League. Here's Beltre. Plenty of damage done by him tonight. RBI double in the first, another in the third.
I would say that I'm also surprised that he only has 17 home runs playing in this ballpark for half his games.
I don't think he's been a consistent pull hitter for a couple, 3 years. Remember 2 years ago in Detroit?
Yep.
He couldn't turn on anything. Saw a lot of that early last year before he shut it down in May.
Taiwan missing with that last curveball, almost hit Beltre with it.
Beltre 3 for 3. He's really seeing the ball. Two outs, 2 on. Rich Moreland 0 for 2 is the next hitter.
And after a couple of doubles down the left field line, it's like a changeup. Ends up going the other way with it.
There's Moreland, strikeout and a ground out so far tonight.
He tried to do some damage with that fastball. Taiwan able to get it on the corner, but it was elevated. See 17 home runs on the year for Moreland.
Left field. Goody's back under it. That'll do it. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. Played 5 in a 2-2 game. brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Buy Jack in a Box for a limited time. Try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. By Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. As we come to you from Globe Life Park here in Arlington, Texas. We just had our good buddy Mark McLemore stop by the booth. He does pre- and post-game coverage here. What a super guy he is, and a great career he had in Major League Baseball and a great run with the Mariners. Robbie Cano looks at a breaking ball for strike one. Boy, you can play Mac anywhere.
Anywhere. He was unique in that he could do that and do it at a plus level. He's one of those guys. People were talking about being a utility player. I'm not a utility player. I play every day. I just don't know where I'm going to play. And which is true. He did. He pretty much played every day. Next pitch will be 80 for Hamels. Really tied him up.
That is I'm trying to think, who has the luxury of having a guy like that in baseball today? Think about that for a bit. Royals, let's see.
Zobrist.
Yeah, Zobrist. There's the guy. He's at the top of that list. Is Cano. K is for second straight time. He's 0 for 3. Zobrist at the top of that list.
Yes, I think so. We'll take a look at the last pitch. Elevated fastball. Probably not able to get to it.
7 strikeouts for Hamels.
We'll bring up Franklin Gutierrez. Franklin with a double his last time up, 1 for 2. He's driven in the 1 run, or one of the 2 runs for the Mariners.
Seager the other one in the 5th. It's been Beltre's show tonight, though. He's 3 for 3, drove in both Texas runs. Mariners left a runner on in the 5th, 2 on in the 4th. One and 2. Hamels coming over from the Phillies in a trade at the trade deadline. Phillies are going nowhere, having a brutal season, although they did pick it up in the last month. Inside. Two pitch. Ready to chase it. Strikeout number 8.
On the changeup again. It's been a really good pitch for him, especially to the right-handed hitters.
Let's check out a T-Mobile Data Strong fan photo of the game. And here it is. All right. He sleeps on your shoulder. Mike, you get to watch the game. Just don't make too much noise, right? Fly ball routine. Chu is under it. 10 pitches for Hamels to get through the 6th inning in this 2-2 ball game. Mariners. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Big D, Dallas. Not too far from downtown in Arlington. Globe Life Park, home of Texas Rangers, and about 500 yards. I think it's beyond first base. Cowboys Stadium, AT&T. Taijuan Walker locked in a 2-2 duel with veteran Cole Hamels.
When you consider the way the Rangers have been swinging the bats and pitching in this ballpark, I think Taijuan has done a good job tonight. Pitch count a little high at this point in the game, 86 pitches as he just gets started here in the sixth. 55 strikes, a lot of ground ball outs. Outside of Adrian Beltre, he's really pitched well.
Beltre's got 3 of the 8 hits. Here's Andrus leading off. There's a base knock to get things started. Elvis now 1 for 3.
It was on the curveball. Left it up out over the plate, just trying to steal a strike with it. Andrus was on it. Take a look at the curveball. 72 miles an hour. Just kind of tumbling up there. Kyle Seager will have to play in at third. Odor, he can bunt and he can really get down the line.
Andrus has 11 stolen bases. Odor with 1 sacrifice on the season. He's been there in the pincushion. He's been hit 10 times. Most on the ball club. Oh, he takes him with it. That's a nice play. Everybody's safe.
Taijuan and Logan talking about it. There really wasn't a lot that they could do. Again, the speed of Odor causing Taijuan maybe rush the play a little bit. Another infield hit.
There's 2 men reached here in the 6th. Sets it up for Chris Jimenez. 10th hit tonight.
Tony Beasley, third base coach, talking to Jimenez. Kyle Seager putting play on right now. Rangers are not afraid to sacrifice bunt. They're second in the American League.
Once a good one. Taijuan hesitated. Throws. Great scoop by Cano. Wow. Runners move up.
Pretty good bunt too.
Sure was. So sack 1-4.
You take a look at it. Good pick by Cano. On that play, Kyle was giving Taijuan an opportunity to field the ball because he was going to go back to third to try to get the lead runner. And Taijuan was just assuming that Kyle was going to come in and field it. Fortunately, he stayed with the play, and a fine pick by Cano at first to at least get an out.
Jimenez gets a sacrifice down. Strasburger. This will be pitch number 90. Youngster just recalled almost is throwing in the bullpen for the Mariners.
Mariners have their infield in with some really good speed on the bases.
Anderson third and Odor at second.
90 pitches, 59 strikes for Taiwan.
Oh, 1 pitch.
Taiwan season high for pitches is 108.
Texas 1 for 6 runners in scoring position tonight. On 2 runs, 10 hits, no errors, 6 left for the Rangers. Mariners 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 4 men left. Rick Wade's pitching coach hoping Prodigy can get out of this jam here. On 1 pitch. 1-2. Almost should be about ready. One, 2. Hard ball center field. Jackson getting under. Andrews coming home. Throw cut off. Rangers lead on the sac fly by Ryan Strasburger. 3-2 Texas. His second run batted in. Just the second out.
It's a shallow fly ball, but again, a lot of speed on the bases, including Andrews, who ends up tagging up. Back to the top of the lineup. DeShields stepping in, the leadoff hitter for the Rangers. He's 0 for 3.
2 away, fast runner at second in Odor. Pitch 95 coming up. Two and 0, not a good count.
This will probably be his last hitter.
Ground ball to Cano. Throws him out, and that'll do it as the Rangers get a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. It's a 3-2 Texas lead. Mr. Moon, Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, and the Root Sports crew. Line drive off the bat of Mark Trumbo to get the Mariners started here in the 7th. Big T with a base hit. It's 1 for 3.
First baseman Logan Morrison.
Being aggressive, gets the first pitch right in the middle of the plate and hits it hard. Looks like the changeup. That will bring up Logan Morrison. Logan 1 for 1, had a walk in the 3rd inning and a base hit to left field in the 5th.
Mariners 6 games out of wild card contention. Texas a game back. Toronto and Baltimore currently hold the wild card spots, with the Angels a half game out, Texas a game out. As we played game number 119 for the Mariners. Dave Niehaus would tell us right now, boys, it's only going to get faster. Month's going to fly away.
He was right, wasn't he?
Oh, man. It was spot on. Trumbo getting back.
Good play by Moreland not to step on him.
Pitch number 90 here for Hamels.
Nobody getting loose in the pen for the Rangers.
Hamels seems to be a lot more deliberate than last 10 days ago when we saw him. Snap throw, Trumbo back.
He definitely has been with runners on base.
Hamels out of San Diego, California, 31 years old. First round pick of the Phillies, 17th overall back in 02. See how far Lomo can hit one here.
Good count for him.
Lomo wanting Rich Downley to go through the signs again. Yeah, Richie doesn't see him, now he sees him. Three-one count. Gets away. That's ball 4. So the Mariners have 2 men aboard. First 2 men have reached, just like they did in the 5th inning. Mariners came away with a run on 3 hits and left him in.
We're going to see if Mike Zunino can get the bunt down.
Yep. Time now for CenturyLink. What's next? Andy Hawkins gets him scrambling out in the bullpen. Sashi Iwakuma. First game since the no-no last week. Chichi Gonzalez be on the mound for Texas. That was the 4th walk issued by Hamels.
We're going to have a pinch runner. Brad Miller has come out of the dugout. He's going to run for Trumbo.
Pinch runner here in the 7th is Brad Miller. Take over as the DH. Sam Dyson up in the bullpen for Texas.
See how the Rangers want to play it. Beltre, even with the bag at 3rd, they had the wheel play on earlier in the game. That was back in the 5th inning with Marte bunting, and they were able to get the lead runner, who was Morrison, at 3rd.
Mike didn't show any intention of bunting on that pitch. Zunino, team best, 6 sacrifices this season. Sam Dyson.
Really good sinker. 93, 94 miles an hour with a good sinker.
Nino swinging through. Shows bunt, gets it down. Jimenez will throw him out. Successful bunt by Mike Zunino. Runners move up, second and third, one out. Job well done.
Shortstop Marte.
Take a look at the bunt by Mike. Is able to get it down. Jimenez, the catcher, going to make the play. He's able to move the runners up and give Marte a chance to tie this ball game.
Technically, he did a lot right there.
Yes, he did. You can see him even go down to a knee
Yeah,
just to keep that bat above the ball. He really didn't want to just drop the barrel. So many times we see that the right hand will come down, angle of the bat will change, and typically they'll pop it up or foul it off. Well done by Mike.
Marte looking for his first hit tonight. Breaking ball, strike one. Mariners got the Hamels 10 days ago, trying to do it again. He went 6 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, all earned in Seattle. That is a looper that will get down for a base hit. Will tie the game. RBI for Marte as Miller scores. Moving to third is Morrison. For Ketel Marte's third big league RBI.
Mariners now 3 for 8 with runners in scoring position, and a really good job on a fastball that was in on his hand, staying inside of it, not trying to do too much. A solid base hit out into right center field. Take a look at this pitch. It'll be up above the belt. It's a good fastball, and just an inside out swing, fights it off into right center field. Mike Maddox, pitching coach for the Rangers, out at the mound. Hamels now at 98 pitches.
3-3 ball game. Mariner RBIs tonight. Goody in the 4th, Seager in the 5th, Marte here in the 7th. For Texas, Beltre's driven in 2. Sacrifice fly by Strasburger for their runs. 1 out, runners at the corners for Kyle Seager.
Kyle had a base hit and drove in a run in the 5th.
Hamels in his last outing against the Mariners gave up 3 home runs. His first outing as a Ranger was against the Giants. Gave up 2 home runs, and Seager has feasted here at Globe Life. Big opportunity here for the Mariners. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Pitch number 100 coming up next. See if they give Taijuan Walker the lead. Marte back safely. Oh, pitch here to Kyle. And there's a ball hit well to right field. It's caught by Chu. He's got the great throwing arm. Here's Lomo to the plate, and he got him. Shin-Soo Choo. We talked about it last week when they were in Seattle. He's got one of the best arms any right fielder in baseball. This is a tremendous throw. Double play, but the Mariners do tie it at 3-3.
Hesitate?
I think he was late getting back to tag. He took a couple steps.
Why would you do?
Three ball game. First of 3 here in Arlington as we take a look at our Big Fish Casino big catch. And you want to talk about a great throw. Watch Shin-Soo Choo. That baby was right on target. It's the third double play turn tonight by the Texas Rangers. Did Lomo get back in decent shape when the ball was hit?
I'm not sure it would have mattered with that throw, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I thought he started down the line a little bit, but I think he was back in time to tag and go. But what a great throw by Chu.
So Taijuan Walker will get a no decision.
6 innings, 10 hits, 3 runs. They were earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He threw 96 pitches, 62 of those for strikes.
Mariners needed arms. They sent Rasmussen back and brought up this young man, Edgar Olmos. They've been on a nice run down in Tacoma. And here's Chu to lead it off, as it so often happens. He makes a great play and leads off here in the 7th. Chu, Fielder, and Beltre.
And that first pitch, an easy 95 miles an hour from Olmos.
Breaking ball misses for Olmos. 13 scoreless inning streak over his previous 5 games, including 2 starts dating back to July 28th. Opponents were hitting just 156 against him. 15 Ks and 5 walks. Five games in 2013 for the Marlins for Olmos. Fly ball, left center field for Gutierrez. 1 out. Quick look at Olmos. It looks like it could be related to Jason Vargas.
Good call. Jason would have loved to have had his fastball. 95 miles an hour.
So true.
Mariners put the shift on with Fielder hitting. He's had a good night. 2 for 3 tonight. A couple of singles.
2-0. Three and 0. The fielder with Beltre on deck. Beltre's been unstoppable so far, 3 for 3.
And
2 runs batted in.
Fielder has the green light here. If he wants to swing, I'm sure they'll turn him loose.
.30.
Good fastball in the outside corner.
Three and 1 here to Fielder.
Oh,
man. Hits it. 1 out base runner here in the 7th.
And Rick Wade's pitching coach going to make a trip out to the mound. Nobody throwing in the Mariner pen. Want to try to settle him down a little bit.
He's got a tough task here with Beltre coming up a double to left. Down the left field line, another double to left and a base hit to right. We'll take a look at him right now. Our Seattle City Light power play. Some good hitting here by the veteran.
Early in the game, very aggressive. Take a look. This is the first pitch to him. Fastball, 92 miles an hour. Lines it down into the corner for a double. Drive in the first run of the ball game. Chu scores, and then again, right down the third baseline. Seager trying to dive and keep it on the infield. Wasn't able to get to it. And another double. Chu will score one more time. And his last at bat had a base hit into right field.
Big spot for Olmos. This is a double play right here. Inning over. Olmos gets the pitch he needed. We have played 7. Here in Arlington, it's a 3-3 ball game. Nominate your favorite plays of the week by tweeting us using the hashtag RootFanFave. Each month, one lucky fan's going to win a Coors Light Refresherator just for participating. For official rules, visit rootsports.com. Sam Dyson takes over for Cole Hamels.
Pretty good sinker for Dyson. Fastball 92 to 94. I'm going to try to keep it on the ground if he can.
He's going to get Cruz, Cano, and Gutierrez. 3-4-5 here in the 8th inning. Mariners are down 2-0 after 3. They get a 4th inning RBI from Goody. 5th inning RBI from Seager. And Marte in the 7th drove in a run.
And you can see the action on that sinker.
Oh, that thing was dying down, wasn't it? 0-2.
And he has really pitched well. 8 innings, just a 1.13 ERA for him. Read an article in the paper today. They were talking about it. Called it a super sinker at 95.
Goodbye. Oh, 2 pitch. Just got a piece of it. Jake Diekman warming up.
Saw him in Seattle. Good arm. His fastball 95 miles an hour.
0-2 to Cruz outside. One and 2 to Nelly. Chops it to Beltre. Charges. Throws him out. One out here in the 8th.
Not sure that there's anybody that does this better, throwing on the run as far as third basemen go, and be able to put a lot on the throw.
And have it deadly accurate. Here's Robbie Cano. Reached on a fielder's choice, and Hamill struck him out twice. He faces Sam Dyson, 27-year-old from Tampa, Florida. Look out. Oh, baby. Cano on a hot streak. It's early July. Really paced the Mariners' attack. Andrews has the play. Throws out Cano for out number 2. We'll bring up Franklin Gutierrez. Make sure you follow the Mariners wherever you are with MLB.com @BAT, the #1 app for live baseball. @BAT is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. At MLB.com @BAT for your smartphone or tablet. 2 outs in the 8th. Goody with a strikeout, an RBI double, and a strikeout.
And for Cole Hamill, 7 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 4 walks. Had 8 strikeouts through 100 pitches, 68 strikes.
Sam Dyson is taking over. Sam's a University of South Carolina Gamecock. Drafted by the Blue Jays, 4th round in 2010. 1 year with them and then off to Miami the next 3 years, and this is his first year with Texas. Two and 1. Two home run day yesterday for Franklin. 2 for 4, 2 runs scored, 4 runs knocked in. 2-1. 2-2. Tampa Bay leads Houston 6-2, bottom 6 in Houston. Oakland lost at Baltimore 4-2. Beltre plays it beautifully. Here's something. 2 fine plays by the perennial Gold Glover. He's had a big night, driving in 2 with a 3-hit night, a 3-3 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Lines keep climbing standings. Baltimore's win. Rangers fall a game and a half back in a wild card chase. Minnesota Twins, what a surprise team they have been this season. And the Twins are locked up 7-7 with the Yankees in New York, middle of the 7th inning. And you're almost continues on here. Got a double play to get him out of trouble in the 7th inning. He's got Mitch Moreland right here.
Tom Wilhelmsen getting loose in the pen for the Mariners. Right-hander Andrews waiting on deck.
Breaking ball for a strike. Orioles tonight, a strikeout, ground out the second, a fly out the left. Angels and White Sox underway in Anaheim, no score, top of the second. Breaking ball just got a piece of it. A lot of runs being scored in Boston again. This time Cleveland leads at 8-2, bottom 9. Limited schedule tonight, just 10 games. All 2 strikes. Almost having had a cup of coffee with Miami. He's got to be clearly got to be thrilled to be back in the big leagues here. Two and two. Lloyd's got to be real happy after Seeing Nuno go 4 1/3, Felix 2 1/3, and Montgomery 2 1/3 the last 3 games. Get Taijuan Walker to go 6.
No, I think you're absolutely right about that. Had to pitch around the 10 hits he scattered, but able to get through the 6.
Cano's got to hurry. Bare hand. And good hands by Lomo, too, at first base. Good play all around.
And we'll take a look at the barehanded play. Alaska Airlines Supermo. It's difficult as the first baseman. See the player so close to you, and you're not sure how hard he's going to throw the ball. Logan able to handle it.
1 out here in the 8th brings up Elvis Andrus.
And Lloyd's going to stay with the left-hander. You have the left-hander hitting Odor waiting on deck, so he's going to let him pitch to Andrus.
Busy night for Cano. He's got 7 assists this evening. Jackson's right there.
Second baseman,
2 outs, and that'll bring up Ned Odor. A couple of infield hits, 2 for 3. Beltre, star of the night for Texas, that's for sure. 3 for 4, 2 runs batted in. Strike 1. Almost in good shape here, 0-2.
So far, we've seen a good fastball from him. Just a couple of breaking balls, curveball. Fastball's been 93 to 95 miles an hour.
Breaking ball. Hit into right field. 3 hits. Gonna go for an extra bag. He's safe.
And we've been talking about his speed. A couple of infield hits.
Very aggressive player.
I think because the ball was not hit hard, he decided about halfway down to first he was going to try it. We'll take a look at it. He'll be out on his front foot, fooled a little bit. See Logan playing right on the line, trying to take the double away.
So a double and a 3-hit night for Odor. Good hustle double.
And that will bring out Lloyd. He's going to get Tom Wilhelmsen.
Take a timeout, big time coming on to face Chris Jimenez. 3-3 ball game, bottom 8 here in Texas. the 8th inning. Safeco Insurance and the Mariners, they invite you to do more with a Grand Slam family package. Get 4 tickets, hot dogs, and Pepsi soft drinks for one low price for the game on Tuesday, August 25th, when the Mariners host the A's. Visit Mariners.com to pick up family package tickets. Big point in this ball game as Tom Wilhelmsen takes over, and he'll face a formidable pinch hitter.
Tom, 36 appearances on the year, a 4.19 ERA in 43 innings. He has 43 strikeouts. Opponent's hitting .276.
Mike Napoli, in his second stint with the Rangers, obtained from the Red Sox on August 7th for a player to be named later. 1 for 5 against Big Tom. Go-ahead run at second base in the speedy Rougned Odor. Mike, a big favorite during the years Rangers were in the World Series. And he looks at strike one. ...2011 in the World Series with the Rangers.
Tom has a good fastball. He'll be in the mid-90s. 12-6 curveball, changeup, and a slider. Occasional cutter from Tom. Pretty good pitch.
2-1. Mike got a ring with the 2013 Boston Red Sox. Broke in with the Angels. Was with them from 07. 8 and 9, and Texas 11-12. Boston 2013. 3-1.
Only thrown him one fastball, and it was in off the plate. All breaking balls, just missing the outside corner with the last one.
Odor plus speed at second. 3-1 count to Napoli. Cano is there to make the play. Throws him out, and we go to the 9th inning, tied at 3-3. Busy night for Robbie Cano, his 8th assist this evening. Tom Wilhelmsen puts out the fire. New catcher Bobby Wilson, new pitcher Sean Tolleson. Nando Rodney is up and working in the Mariner bullpen right now. Austin Jackson, Brad Miller, and Logan Morrison coming up.
2.70 ERA for Tolleson. 57 strikeouts and 53 in the third. Only 12 walks.
Austin tonight has struck out looking, swinging, and flied out to right. Bobby Wilson takes over behind the plate. Jackson looking for his second career hit against Tolleson. He's 1 for 6. Rangers early lead, got a first inning run on a Beltre RBI double, added to it in the third. Beltre did it again. Then the Mariners got back into it in the fourth. Goody drove in a run, 5th inning. Seager drove in a run to tie it. Up the middle, base hit, good start. Austin Jackson's aboard here in the 9th.
And that'll bring up Brad Miller. Brad came on as a pinch runner for Mark Trumbo. Trumbo in his last at bat ended up getting a base hit. Brad, pinch runner, ends up scoring. We'll take a look at this solid base hit right back up the middle again. Austin's been swinging the bat well.
That extends Austin's hitting streak to 6 ball games.
Beltre in on the grass at third, expecting the bunt.
Miller's got 3 sacrifices on the season.
Logan Morrison waiting on deck. Nobody throwing in the pen for the Rangers.
Ball 1 to Brad. Taking a long look at Rich Dunley down at third.
Really not a bad combination. Try a hit and run right here.
I'm with you.
You have the speed at first and Brad.
Austin 15 out of 24 in base stealing. Big hole on the right side.
Brad probably going to get a fastball here after he missed with the first pitch.
Jackson back. Lloyd Trent, see what they come up with. Now back.
He ended up getting the fastball. You can see it on the EQC tracer. Bell tie out over the plate, fouling it back.
Good speed at first. 1-1 pitch.
I'm going to guess that somebody missed a sign.
Given the exasperation we saw from the MGR.
Well, that, and if you're going to have him swing, why not put the runner in motion right there?
Yep. 1-1. Popped up foul. Tampa Bay 6-2 over Houston. That's in the 7th. Angels lead 1-0 in the 2nd against the White Sox.
And you can see Lloyd right there making that motion as if he thinks a breaking ball is going to come, and if it does, be ready for it in the dirt. He's looking at Austin Jackson, the runner at first.
Struck him out. One away.
All fastballs, all of them away from him. I'll bring up Logan Morrison. Logan has been on base 3 times tonight. A couple of walks and a base hit, in the 5th inning.
Morrison 0 for 4. against Towson. Jackson at first, throw over, he's back.
About due for a long ball.
I'm with you. Off the end of the bat.
Like a changeup.
Runner to second with 2 outs. Going to bring up Mike Zunino with the go-ahead run at second base. Seattle tonight 3 for 9 runners in scoring position. Mike in yesterday's ball game, inning number 12, an RBI base hit, put the Mariners in front. Seager added an RBI single 2 hitters later in the 10-8 win.
And Mike 1 for 2 tonight. Also has a sacrifice bunt.
Oh, 1 to Mike. There's Fernando, ready for the 9th inning. One. Starters Hamels and Walker. No decisions for those 2 gents. Good lead for Jackson. And Tolleson steps off.
Saw Rodney out in the pen. Only Carson Smith available today to throw 40 pitches in yesterday's ball game, so he's relaxing out in the bullpen tonight.
2-1 to Mike Z. Outfield straight away and not deep for Zunino. 3-1. Ball game could ride on this pitch.
Marte waiting on deck.
Tolleson ready. Here comes a 3-1 to Zunino. Off the end of the bat again. Tolleson, and he made the play. 2 balls squibbed off the end of the bat, leaves the runner stranded at second. 3-3 ball game. Crazy, crazy stuff. Mike Zunino's holding it first. They're probably going to take a look at this. And Chris Woodward holding firm for the moment. And they say let's play on. That was not pretty. Tolleson's got it. There's the bag, no question. Thankfully nobody got hurt. 3-3 game. You join us tomorrow for Twitter Tuesday. You're going to have 5 chances to win exciting prizes. We're going to be posting questions. I want to hear from you, so be sure to watch and follow us on Twitter at RootsSports_NW. For giveaway rules, visit us at rootsports.com. Good to have you with us, everybody. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew. Another tight, taut game, 3-3. Bottom of the 9th, and Fernando Rodney's on to face 9-1 and 2 in the order for the Texas Rangers.
And the big key for Fernando, throw strikes.
Isn't that the truth?
On the year, 52 appearances, ERA just over 5, 42 strikeouts, 23 walks in 50 innings, posting 249 against Fernando. Carson Smith again throwing 40 pitches yesterday, probably not available this evening.
Hard luck 9th for the Mariners. Leadoff man gets aboard. Can't bunt him over. Strikeout Miller. And then 2 balls squibbed off the end of the bat by Morrison and Zunino ends the threat. Strasburger. First pitch. Up high, ball 1. Fernando, third man out of the pen tonight, almost. Big time Wilhelmsen. Now Fernando. One. Take Diekman up again for Texas. Bunting a good one. Rodney can't get it. Base hit. That's a 3rd infield hit for the Rangers. Odor had 2 and now this one.
Smart play and well executed play by Strasburger. Take another look at it, just trying to push it hard enough to get it past Rodney. And it looked as if it went right off the end of his glove as Rodney tried to get over to field it. Kyle Seager in on the grass and on the line at 3rd.
The Shields, the youngster with 5 sacrifices so far. Gets the bunt down. Seager, one play, first base, and Eno goes down.
Close, and he's safe.
Oh, brother.
He was flying down the line. Take a look at the play at first.
Yes, sir.
And that is close.
Oof.
They're going to take a look at it.
First base umpire James Hoy.
Another look at our Alaska Airlines Supermo. Cano receiving the ball. On that replay right there, it looked as if he might have beat it.
So they will take a look.
It's amazing speed. Kyle, it looked as if he just took a quick peek towards second base. Strasburger runs well. Decided to get the sure out at first, and by then it was too late.
Speed is a wonderful dimension if you have it.
Well, they have it. We've seen it in Odor tonight right there with the Shields, and Strasburger also.
Elvis can run.
Andrews. There's another look. He might have been out. Again, the ball just has to hit the back of the glove.
Real close.
Well, the difference is the first base umpire. The first base umpire, James Hoy, waited for a second, and then he called him safe. I'm not sure there's enough that we've seen right now to change the call. And it may have been the same way if he decided to call him out on the play. Mariners with a couple of challenges yesterday, winning on both of them.
There's another look. looks like he got him.
I thought he was out.
That view right there. Ray John Hirschbeck's got his arm folded. Looks like we're going to be here a while. John with his back to you.
I really thought that last replay that we saw, he looked as if he was out to me.
I agree. I think that was a lot more conclusive than the other,
yes.
the other view. Well, no, I thought they would have looked at that particular piece of video a couple times already. James Hoy, the umpire, at first. Well, the theme from Curb Your Enthusiasm keeps going round and round and round. Too bad we don't have Larry David here to entertain us. There we go. Safe.
That'll be another infield hit. 2 bunt hits in this inning.
So first and second, and the hitter's going to be Shin-Soo Choo. He's 1 for 3, scored twice. Beat the White Sox last June 4th. Call stance took 3 minutes and 30 seconds to get the final result. Strasburger, he's at second with the winning run.
Kyle Seager in on the grass again, expecting the bunt.
2-0, nobody out. Chu is 6 for 17 with a home run against Fernando Rodney.
And he hit him.
Holy mackerel. Bases loaded, nobody out.
And one of the best hitters in the game walking to the plate.
Prince Fielder started today. He's only the second best hitter in the American League with a .323 batting average. Prince tonight with 2 hits, 2 for 3. He was hit by a pitch.
As you would expect, infield in, outfield drawn way in. A deep fly ball isn't going to do the Mariners any good, so they're bringing the outfielders in really close.
Fielder against Rodney, game on the line. Strike 1. Fielder 2 for 9 against Fernando. Strasburger the winning run at third as he listens to Tony Beasley, his third base coach. Fernando neck deep in trouble. Pitch to Prince. Got him to chase.
That was a swing I was not expecting. It'll be a changeup, and it is well off the plate away, but he chases it. Good play by Zunino to keep it in front of him.
Oh, 2 to Fielder. Beltre on deck. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Bottom 9 in a 3-3 game. Pitch from Rodney. Hit foul. Oh, 2 to Prince Fielder. Struck him out. Fernando with a big whiff. of Prince Fielder for out number 1 here in the 9th inning. But hardly out of the woods with Beltre coming to bat.
95 miles an hour up out of the strike zone. Gets him to chase it. Had him chase a couple of pitches that were not strikes. Beltre, what a night he has had. 3 hits, a couple of doubles, and a couple of RBIs.
Another milestone for Adrian. He's 2 for 16 against Fernando Rodney. Drawn in outfield. And there's ball 1. Beltre, an RBI double in the first, another in the third. Base hit to right in the 5th. Bounced into a double play in the 7th. One-0 pitch. 2-0. Gotta throw him a strike. Inning start with Strasburger. Push bunt down the first baseline. Rodney can't come up with it. DeShields lays down a bunt. He beats it out. Chu first pitch. He gets hit. And then Fielder strikes out in an 0-2 pitch. Now Fernando behind 2-0. Pitch to Beltre. Almost hitting. A 3-0 count. A 3-3 ball game. A 3-0 count. Beltre with the bases loaded. Bottom of the 9th. Pitch. In there for strike.
He was taking that fastball all the way. That will not be the case on this next pitch. Needs to make a quality pitch here.
Maybe have to make the best pitches for him all year. 3-1 to Beltre. Oh boy. Game over. 4-3 Texas with the win. They take the first of this 3-game series. Tolleson the winner, Rodney the loser. 2 hours 51 minutes before 19,880. Mariners postgame presented by Delta.